Very happy to share my story. I always say, when people ask me what's your story, one simple thing that I tell is my journey is all from sickle to scalpel to a scarless surgeon.
Beautiful.
So, come from humble beginnings in a small village. We're migrants from Andhra Pradesh to Karnataka, a place called Davanagere. I'm sure you're from Karnataka. In that sense, you can relate with the place.
Absolutely.
So, a small village for agricultural background, and my parents migrated there in search of living for them. So, they want to cultivate land there, and that's how they came there. So, in our village, nobody even ventured into higher education. Forget about degrees, but even beyond 12th grade. So that was the situation. A small village, about 150 to 200 people, which doesn't have a road connectivity. Okay. Even today, I mean, we need to walk about 3 to 5 kilometers barefoot to reach the school. So that was the kind of situation. I was a happy-go-lucky kid in that sense, no complaints. We had our own difficulties. It was raining. There was rain coming into the house. Thatched house. With snakes coming in, kind of a thing, and taking care of the cattle in the field. But deep within my heart, that I knew that there is a purpose for my life. Beautiful. Something beyond is possible, right? Whatever may be your background, or wherever you may be coming from. But for me, I think that calling, something I could sense that I meant for something. A purpose is there. Beautiful. So I didn't know exactly what the purpose is. What I never knew that I would become a doctor. For my parents also. They never even thought that I would become a doctor, because it's beyond their imagination.
Right.
All that my mother was doing was, she was kind of earnestly, praying that her children would be useful for the country.
Wow.
That's all. That's what her desire was, only that, nothing else. So we are 3 brothers, and it was difficult even to meet the meals every day. So that was the situation. But I think when you have a purpose in your life, the resources also will come to you.
Beautiful.
So that's when I think when I was in 6th grade, for the first time in the country, there was a concept called Navodaya schools. So the Prime Minister of country, the then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, he started Navodaya schools. Every district, village kids to be given a good education. Wow. So that's when, this poor village kid, I just wanted to write the entrance exam, but didn't have the guts to raise my hands up, because for the first time it came in the country.
Right.
My teacher finalized 5 students to write the exam. I had a desire, didn't have the guts to stand up and say that I will write. Wow. And the next day, out of these 5 people, 3 were disqualified, so only 2 were writing. Wow. So the teacher was about to move out of the classroom. Okay. That's when an elderly gentleman by name Jayappa, he just entered the classroom. He was asking how many are writing the exam. He said 2. He was just standing next to me. Wow. And then he said, why not this boy write the exam?
Wow.
And the rest is history.
Beautiful.
So the point that I want to share with you is that there is a divine providence for everybody.
Excellent.
People come in different ways to help us, to guide us, to to facilitate our growth.
Right.
Many times we don't realize. Now when I look back, if not this man came and stood next to me, yeah, and I would have been still grazing the cattle in the field.
Wow.
So life-changing events happen many times unnoticed, but when you look back, you see, resources are provided in different ways where you don't even expect. Wow. So that's how I finished my, I went on to Navodaya school. First time ever I went to the district place from a village.
Wow.
Wow. So it was all luxury there, because we never heard of breakfast in the morning. Wow. So they were giving a good breakfast with chutney and the typical dosa, idli, it was all kind of a luxury, wow, to be able to have a good meal, good, a good dress, to get everything, it was all funded by the government. Wow. So, yeah, that was one of the biggest change that happened in my life by entering into the Navodaya school, and till 12th grade I studied there. But again, it's all the divine providence. I always say that getting into medical school was not even in my radar at all. Forget my parents, and just I happened to give the entrance exam. This village boy who was actually cutting the grass with a sickle. That's why I say sickle to scalpel. Scalpel, yeah. So I need to share your story. I used to be very good in cutting the grass.
Wow, okay.
So, how in the field, you have 4 or 5 chunks of grass, and then, you make a nice, you take this feed to take care of your cattle. Correct. So, I was cutting the grass so engrossed. Correct. There's a big chunk. Yeah. I cut accidentally. Yeah. And then I saw a snake moving.
Oh my God.
That's when I thought that, snake has come. That was cobra. Immediately I left that grass that and I just moved out.
Oh God.
Accidentally I had cut the frontal and the rear end of the snake actually.
Oh
Because it was folded and the chunk was big.
Oh my God.
And somebody came and said, what have you done? That will, even the head will actually catch your neck and then you will have take revenge and all that. And I ran away from that place.
Right.
But just anecdotally looking back, I think, my journey, probably the surgeon, just to, kind of in that anecdotally, cynically, to say that, began there in the field. I mean, I was meant for something more than just cutting the grass.
Beautiful.
So now, because the reason I tell you is this is because to be able to deal with the most complex human body, that too with cancer and deal a more, a complex radical cancer surgeries.
Right.
To be able to get all that out, I think that is a phenomenal opportunity and privilege I feel today.
Excellent.
And in that way, I mean, it's a transformational journey.
Right.
From a cowboy, a village kid cutting the grass in the field, grazing the cattle, to be able to do most complex cancer surgeries, not now just with a scalpel, but now scarless with robotic surgery.
Excellent.
Because that's how I started. I was one of the earliest adopters of robotics in the country way back in 2012.
Right.
So I've been doing for the last 12 years. So, a minimally invasive surgery with a small keyholes and able to, deal with. So I think in that way, when I look back, I've been fortunate to have right people, so who have invested in me.
Beautiful.
Right from my teacher, my parents, in the government of India. Wow. Right. So in that way, I think phenomenally, that's how I got into medical school after my 12th grade in the Navodaya school.
Wow.
In the village, everybody made fun that, could this village boy speak English? Could this boy really complete medical college? Because in Davanagere Medical College, all international students were there.
Correct.
They were all speaking good English,
Right.
They're all, rich people.
Right.
So for me, I didn't know which college to choose. So I wrote Davanagere as my preference in the entrance form itself.
Oh wow.
Usually people who have a good rank will take government college.
Correct.
Right? But for me, those days, we had to fill the form beforehand.
Correct.
And my first preference was, we will not get, if I get, okay, let me get it in our own place.
Correct.
So now when I entered, everybody was, will he complete? Will he really do it? That was a kind of, even your own near and dear ones will actually talk.
Correct.
They will actually pull you down.
Correct. Correct. Absolutely.
So, but that's when deep within there was a desire, there was a determination.
Right.
There was a decision that, okay, I will, pursue this. And, I finished my medicine. That's when I think, everybody in the village said, enough is enough. I think this cowboy has become a doctor. That's a big story.
Right.
So why don't we, look at a job for him?
Correct.
I was not desirous of a job. I wanted to pursue further education.
Right.
So now what happened was our village people, my own relatives, took me to the then Chief Minister of Karnataka, J.H. Patel ji.
Right. Right.
Because there was a ESI government job available.
Correct.
So they said, why don't you put a word to him?
Right.
That, he should be absorbed, so get a good job and let him start earning and taking care of the family.
Correct.
But in my heart, I was not at all at peace.
Oh.
I went to the interview. They asked only two questions. How many MP seats are there in Karnataka? How many MLA seats are there in Karnataka? This is the question they asked. Because they had some phone call, they had to kind of, oblige in some way to, facilitate me.
Correct.
I was disappointed, this is not the way I meant to be. But I was selected.
Right. Oh,
but in my heart, I was not happy to become a government ESI doctor and start my practice.
Right.
Within 3 weeks, my desire was taken care of, wherein due to some problem with my caste certificate,
wow, okay,
this seat was cancelled.
Wow.
And that's when
God had a greater plan.
God, I knew for sure
wow.
This is divine. God had much bigger plans, for my life.
Beautiful.
That's when I said enough is enough of staying in my village and my Davanagere, and a two-wheeler took a bag along with my friend.
Wow.
Drove on a two-wheeler all the way to Belgaum, which is about 250 kilometers.
Oh my God.
Said we will prepare for All India PG exam.
Excellent.
So 250 kilometers with a bag, with just a desire that I will pursue my post-graduation. I will not come back without a seat.
Excellent.
That's when, you must be knowing in Belgaum, we have one of the best medical colleges, the KLE Society and the, amazing facility to prepare for entrance exam. The ecosystem is good.
Right.
So about 4 months prepared for the entrance, came back, appeared for the All India entrance for PG.
Nice.
To my surprise, the previous night when I went to the hotel there, people said, answer key is available.
Oh my God.
I left my job. I'm, went against the parents.
Right.
And now prepared for exam. Now after all this, now they say, your answer key is available for 5 lakhs.
Oh my
That's 500,000 rupees.
Right.
Those days we didn't have phone. We have to book a trunk call, tell to the parents. Even if you tell your parents overnight, they cannot arrange money and bring money all the way. It is impossible. It's beyond mine.
Right.
They should take the people under. So that's when I was very much, devastated.
Right.
Just praying, God, you have opened this door, so please take care of me. That was my sincere prayer.
Wow.
And started the exam, finished the exam, in a very kind of a sad note, not knowing what would be really the outcome. But when I came out, one thing that was the satisfaction to me was the answer key that the other guys who got was wrong.
Wow. Very nice.
So then I had some hope.
Right. Right.
And after a month's time, the results come, and this cowboy goes on to get an all India PG seat for general surgery.
Excellent.
In Gujarat, Surat.
Right.
So that's how I went on to finish my PG in general surgery to become the gold medalist and university topper with 3 medals and.
Beautiful.
Amazing training, amazing training. The hands-on work experience what you get in this part of the world is beyond.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable. First 1.5 years, can you believe a resident is totally resident in the hospital? I didn't go to my room for 1.5 years.
Oh, you would change there, you would take bath, you would live there in the hospital?
Yes. No room allotted.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's how stringent it is. Not even in military it will be so stringent.
Oh my God.
But believe me, I think that enabled me to, that was the preparation ground for doing multiple things with so much of determination and commitment.
Excellent.
So it was a hard training, surgical skills I learned there because of that, exposure that I had.
Wow.
So first time let me narrate this story. After 3 months of joining the, hospital as a MS general surgery resident, I went out of the hospital the first time after 3 months.
Oh my God. 3 months you were inside the hospital?
Yes. And when I came out, I saw the traffic lights. I saw the smoke that was emanating from the vehicles. That was so pleasant to me, because I was dealing with the burn spots. I was dealing with such a so much a high volume center.
Right.
It was so stinking, and in that unhealthy atmosphere, we had to work so much.
Right.
And once you came out, it's all about relativity. How you appreciate little things in life.
Correct.
The traffic lights, it is all so beautiful. People today complain a little bit of traffic, is that you complain so much. For me, that smoke was so pleasant. Beautiful. It was like a perfume in that sense, That's how it is all about relativity, when you see the worst of, things in life.
Right.
That's when you value the smallest things. And you see, I can also narrate another story to you, Raghav, is, after 6 months of my residency, first time I was called to, go to Davanagere, my hometown. Right. Seniors were not ready to leave me because if I go, they have to do the work. You know what?
Oh my God.
Just a call that I had to go for 3 days. I go to the railway station, take a general compartment ticket, sit next to the, the toilet, on just the doorsteps of the train. You feel you're on top of the world.
Oh my God.
Because you're not working, you're not doing anything there. Every minute you are running around, you're not sleepless. You're such a hectic, work schedule you have.
Right.
And now for once you feel you have liberation, you have freedom. You're not doing anything.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm on top of the world.
Very nice, sitting in the train.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that's how I finished my surgery, wanted to go to UK.
Wow.
Finished my PLAB exam, and I thought that I'll become, I will go to the UK. But I then thought that, the country has invested in me so much. I think, is it the right decision that I should go to UK? Right. Then I put one condition before God. Right. I will let one entrance exam for super specialty. Beautiful. If I get a seat here, I'll stay back. Otherwise, I'll go to UK. This is the deal.
Beautiful.
And, we write the entrance exam, and for an all India entrance for super specialty. Right. For a country of, say, 100 crores. So you have 10 seats in oncology, and this cowboy goes on to become one among them.
Oh my God.